Hey everybody, and welcome to another Pop Dissected Podcast. In thinking of an idea for this episode, I figured I would look into what some consider to be the worst songs of the 2010s. Now, there are a ton of opinions and articles out there. Everyone has a different opinion. I'm going to reference this article from Insider, which I absolutely love. They always have interesting content, and I will link this article in the description. This article also lists what they consider to be some of the best songs of the 2010s as well. There are 8 songs they've considered the greatest of the great and the lowest of the low. So we're going to look at that bottom 8. We'll be looking at artists like Eminem, Meghan Trainor, the Chainsmokers, and LMFAO, just to name a few. I encourage you to share your thoughts on these tracks and what are some other ones you think deserve to be on the list. We'll go through all 8 songs, read Insider's description, and then I'll give my 2 cents. So let's get into it. First up, we have The Time, Dirty Bit by the Black Eyed Peas, which Insider describes as a song fit for middle school dance parties and cheesy wedding ceremonies. It utilized the melody from I've Had the Time of My Life, which is very perplexing. The Time, Dirty Bit is a product of its time, being released in 2010. I will say I was enjoying it until the drop before the chorus. It's the worst type of electronic sound I have ever heard. I don't know if I can explain it, but it's whining and it's almost an ear sore, which I've talked about across several videos on this channel. With will.i.am's processed vocals on top of that, it's not something I would listen to. Fergie is also super processed too, and it's unlistenable. Granted, I really like Kesha's music from this time, but I feel like she executed her electronic influence a lot better. The pre-chorus of this song where they sing, "I'm having a good time with you," is really laughable. And the outro, no comment. I know I would have ate this up in middle school, which really tells you who this music likely appealed to during its release. Next on the list, we have Red Solo Cup by Toby Keith, who has stated himself it is the stupidest song he's ever heard. Insider said that as a 50-year-old at the time of the song's release, why is he singing about a solo cup and making an ode to it? Now, I enjoy the music. It's honestly funny, and I don't take it too seriously because I think it's intended to be a song like this. I won't be playing it anytime soon, but I can see definitely where this would be played and for who. I think it's written pretty well, actually. Good rhymes throughout it. I don't mind it too much, but it's not my forte. You also think about how country music has changed so severely, and this could be seen as a stain on the genre's progression. Third on the list, we have Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO. Insider stated it's an outdated, embarrassing track, and whoever helped it reach number 1 on the chart should be deeply ashamed. Ouch. Now, this song is the same issue with the Black Eyed Peas song. Also, if you told me it was a song by them, I would absolutely not question you. Again, I remember this song was big for middle schoolers at the time. I will say the hook after the chorus is pretty fun. Despite being that electronic sound I usually hate, I find myself enjoying it. It's a pretty dumb song about absolutely nothing, but it's fun at least. Fourth on the list is Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke. Ooh boy, this song really is just not it, and really pushes forward this idea that a man can know more about what a woman wants than she does. Pharell also stated he felt the song was not the best idea in retrospect. While the lyrics could absolutely be way worse, it's still a song about a man knowing a woman wants it, which I find extremely distasteful. You can be vulgar or lewd or sensual about a prospective conquest without having to infer they asked for it or you're going to take advantage of them. It's not a good look, and frankly, we need to forget about this song and the artist. I frankly do not care how catchy it is. Next, we have Accidental Racist by Brad Paisley and LL Cool J. Think about the title and then the collaboration. Insider had nothing positive to say about this song, and I don't believe I do either. As I talked about the progression of country music and how Red Solo Cup was a stain on it, you know what? I might consider that a little tear in the page. This is the stain. It is one of the most perplexing ideas to sit down, write, record, and then release. Lyrically, Brad and LL Cool J are trying to offer different perspectives on the history of the South and to not hold judgment against each other. Perhaps this was a very, very bad attempt to create conversation about race in America, particularly in the South. But you can't just throw out semi-applicable words and historical events to get the idea across. 0 out of 10, moving on to Selfie by the Chainsmokers. The Chainsmokers have stated this song is a joke, but Insider has really found it to be a lazy song that is interwoven with sexism by the female dialogue throughout the song, saying the implication is that women are catty and self-obsessed. This song sucks. I have nothing constructive to add. Musically, it's more electronic nonsense, and I would even hesitate to call this a song. I remember when this came out, and then I thought, this is god-awful. And I still do, to this day. Dear Future Husband by Meghan Trainor is 7th. Insider stating this song set women's rights back by Meghan adopting this traditional housewife outlook, which is furthered by the video's aesthetic. Now, I can see why people were offended by this. Meghan was indirectly implying that women need to be doing all these things for their husband in exchange for dates and affection. I don't really believe this was Meghan's intent, and it really was meant to be a tongue-in-cheek song that's a bit goofy. Last on our list, we have Fall by rap god Eminem. Bon Iver co-wrote and sings on this track, and has stated it's tired and wants to distance himself from it. Insider noted that in 2018, Eminem was coming off a lukewarm response to his album Revival. Fall was intended to re-engage audiences. Eminem is known for beefing with artists, being pretty brutal with his lyricism and crossing every line that exists. That's his style. Fine. As a casual listener of Eminem, this in fact is tired. Not refreshing, it just seems to be pretty catty and unoriginal with its lyricism. The pop elements don't help either. But Eminem was going through a collaboration phase during this time. Eminem so kindly drops a homophobic slur against Tyler, the Creator. So there you have it, Insider's worst 8 songs of the 2010s. What are your thoughts, and do you have any additions? Let me know down in the comments. Before we wrap up this video, I'd like to shout out my channel members for their awesome support. Skyhawker, Daniel Barron, Steven, David Vosmediano, Carl Dillinson, and Davis Lundrigan. Thank y'all so much for your support. If you'd like to become a channel member and help decide future video topics and get special comment and name badges, then I'd love to have you as a channel member. I'll see you next time.